Hey, what is going on, Rockets fans? It is Randy, and we are back for week number 6 of the Amateur Battle League. I'm, of course, your coach of the Houston Team Rockets, and we are currently sitting at 5-0 so far. 1 week into the shuffle, we were able to defeat my boy Curse Shaka, in a very, very close match. Definitely a lot of, plays we probably both wish we had back, but at the end of the day, we got the win, so really happy about that. But here, moving into week 6, we're going up against the Vancouver Corviknights, and they have been doing really, really well this season for themselves. If I'm not mistaken, they only have 1 loss on the season. I don't want to really click out of the window, but I guess I'll do it just for the sake of just to have it on the record. But their team, as you can tell, is actually really, really solid. Yeah, they are 4-1 at the moment before we heading into this match. So they're right below us in standings. I can probably even show standings. Actually, no, I can't show standings because some of the matches have already been played, and I don't want to reveal the results. But again, they're right below us in seeding here in the top division. I would like to get a win against them here. That way we can just stay up top. There's only 2 undefeated teams in this league left, and we don't even play them. Even if you were to win today. But again, really my goal is just to make the tournament, and then I'll take my chances against anybody in a 4v4 format. So that's just the way I think my team is built. I think I'll be fine. However, this matchup here is a little whack. He's got a lot of threats here, like Toxtricity. He's got the Gudra, which can prove to be annoying as well. He has the Dynamax. This is his Dynamax / Gmax captain, the Kalparaja. And this thing, Dynamax, is a huge pain, mainly because he can take advantage of that insane HP and bulk and be able to utilize something like a weakness policy, which he has brought in the past few weeks. He has a Ditto, which isn't really that great in doubles because it doesn't copy the Pokemon that's in front of it. I believe it's a random copy, so that could be a little inconsistent for him. I'm not sure if he brings it here in this matchup. I would expect him to bring something like Appleton, Kalparaja, Dugtrio, Gudra, and then either Tox or Quagsire. Those are kind of like the mons I kind of expect. Dugtrio mainly because of its ability to trap my Sand Core and be able to threaten it out. I feel like he would want that on his team. Gudra because it kind of sort of walls the Rain Core as well. Toxtricity, I've seen him bring Choice Scarf, and that's kind of the reason why I opted to build the way I built my team. It's a little weird. But yeah, let me go ahead and just go over the team then while we're here. I'm going to go ahead and just take this window out, and we have my game here. I'll go ahead and turn off my cam as well because I kind of want to look forward. So let me go ahead and just minimize this. So let's go ahead and go to our Pokemon here, and I'll show you guys exactly what we are running. So leading the way, we have our Barraskewda, and we are running a Swift Swim variant. So this variant here is pretty much able to outspeed his entire roster in the rain. And I have no speed invested on this thing. This thing is running no speed whatsoever, and it still outspeeds Choice Scarf Dugtrio without even it getting close. In the rain, of course. I have to be in the rain to outspeed. Now, I don't have Damp Rock on my Pelipper. I'll tell you guys that right now. But it's still really useful to have because the only mon that does outspeed it, I believe naturally, would probably be the Dugtrio if it's max speed. Everything else we actually still outspeed, which is pretty insane if they're max speed. But I will have to double check that. But it is kind of risky running no speed. But I think having the bulk is probably worth it. Actually, thinking back, I probably should be running speed on this thing. But anyways, we're going to risk it for the biscuit and see what happens. But we're running Liquidation, CC, Ice Fang, and Jab. We have Ice Fang and Jab because Ice Fang hits Gudra a little bit harder than close combat. And then, of course, we have Jab for the Appleton because it will have Thick Fat most likely if it were to come. And it does way more damage than Ice Fang would. So that's why we brought Jab. Liquidation and Rain pretty much OHKOs anything that doesn't resist it. So that's kind of why we have that in the rain. Next up, we have our Flying Bird, the Pelipper. This time we're running a Choice Scarf set. And this Scarf set's actually really unique because it's going to work well with something else we have on the team. But this is pretty much EV to outspeed max speed Dugtrio. That's all we needed to outspeed. That way we can, OHKO with a Surf in the rain. And then next to my Heliolisk, it's able to soak up the Dry Skin and take advantage of running Modest Nature. And this, essentially, with the Throat Spray, we're able to Hyper Voice that same turn, potentially threaten out whatever's there because he doesn't have the best Hyper Voice switch-ins. He does have the Toxtricity, which does resist sound-based moves, but if I get off the Hyper Voice, I'll be at +1, And Thunderbolt will definitely be doing some damage after that if he were to switch into it. But he is known to run Scarf, so something I do have to be careful of because it's definitely really a big threat. But again, Hyper Voice is going to be doing some damage after the Throat Spray, and then Pelipper is there to keep surfing and healing it up in case it gets damaged. That's kind of the whole goal with it. It's also just a nice little sneaky Scarfer in case it's able to outspeed Dugtrio and Oko it. That is why we still have like Scald on it. That way we don't have to always surf our partner, because surfing our partner in the rain is not a great idea. And then of course you have stuff like Hurricane and U-Turn. Hurricane is able to hit the Appleton and the Goodra on U-Turn just to pivot out. And then, of course, Heliolisk. Dragon Pulse is only there for the Goodra. It just hits harder because it's Hyper Voice spread, so that's the reason why we have that. Next, we have our Dynamax Captain, the Excadrill, hopefully looking to have a good showing this week. Just running max speed Jolly, nothing really much to explain here. We have Swords Dance, 3 attacks. Swords Dance is there in case I'm able to get an opportunity to Swords Dance. And the only reason why we have that is because we do have the Air Balloon. And the Air Balloon would allow us to set up in front of Copperajah. Now, I do know it gets a fighting move. It gets fighting attacks. But depending on like what its attack stat is, because we do have ways to lower it, depending on where it's at, we can definitely set up a Swords Dance in front of it if necessary. And then, of course, stuff like Dugtrio can't, just threaten me out with an Earthquake immediately. He'd have to break it somehow with, like, Sucker Punch or Rock Slide or whatever the case is. So I figured with Air Balloon, whether we SD with it or not, Air Balloon gives us that turn to smash the Copperajah before he could smash us back with a Max Quake. That's kind of the reasoning for it. And then, of course, X-Scissor is there for the Appleton. Everything else is hit with our moves as is. It was important not to run any sort of attack that lowers. Well, X-Scissor drops special attacks, which could help in some cases, but we do have to be careful of Braviary. And then finally we have our Weavile, and Weavile on paper just does so much work against his team. I believe his entire team takes super effective or neutral damage from its stab. Yes, it does. I can confirm that. So just being able to have like just Ice Stab in this matchup is going to be really important because he has stuff like Grudra, Braviary, Appleton, Dugtrio. It's just going to be so good. Throat Chop, we can't use dark knockoff, but Throat Chop's really good for the Toxtricity in case it's not Scarf. If it's Scarf, it's just going to Oko me and destroy me. So hopefully we can get it off, though. If we get off that Throat Chop, Toxtricity will not be a threat. So yeah, that is the team we're running. Oh, we have Got to Tell. My bad. I forgot about Got to Tell. This is actually one of the key parts of the team as well. We're pretty much running a max Fizz Def set with the Citrus Berry, Shadow Tag. This is able to trap stuff that I want to trap. Being able to trap like the Copperajah or, like threats that I just want to eliminate on the spot, like Toxtricity, I could trap it in. We do have Charm, able to drop an attack of a Pokemon by 2 stages. We do outspeed the Copperajah, so we can just charm that thing and completely, neuter it and keep it worthless. Psychic just allows me to, hit some stab in case we need to pick off mons, and energy balls for Quagsire because I don't have much to hit Quagsire because I don't have a grass type on my roster, so I just wanted to be sure I had insurance for that. And then Heal Pulse is there to heal my Excadrill if necessary, or whatever I need to heal up with. I feel like it's probably a good move to have. Looking back, I probably should have Fake Out here, but we're about to head into the match right now, so I don't really have any regrets. So, but yeah, that is the squad. I do have a few questions about the team for sure, but we're definitely kind of risking it a little bit this week, so I don't really mind that too much. But anyways, that is the builder. I will see you guys in the battle here in just a second. All right, we'll go ahead and get started for the game. No cam this week because I don't want to, it's early in the, it's not early in the morning. It's like 11 a.m., 11:30. But like, I want to chill out today, I want to just have a nice, fun battle and not have to worry about, keep looking at the cam. So we're gonna chill out this week, right? And go ahead and talk about things that are going on. But yeah, ABL is almost done. We are almost there. We only have about 6 games left after this. We have 2 more left in this division, and then 4 more. So we're at the halfway mark once we're done here, which is great, But it's definitely been a fun season for sure, and definitely some questionable rules that I have here, but it makes so much sense because of the circumstances. So I can't complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that the rules are a little weird, and that's all I will say. However, I do feel really weird about this matchup. I really do, because like, let's like thinking about it now, because, you know, I mean, these teams, like, you just scrape up what you had before, right? You don't. I hardly ever got on my way to like make new Pokemon just for a certain matchup, unless necessary. But it's kind of hard to think about. But he did not bring toxicity, so I should not really fear anything in this match now. However, he does have some things that I were not expecting. I was not expecting Musharna. I also was not expecting Ditto. But the other 4 definitely were not huge surprises. But nonetheless, it's surprising enough to me to see those mons. So, wow. I wonder why he brought them. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, we have a game to play. So, with this sort of lead here, I almost want to lead Gothitelle, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I think leading Weavile is probably important because it threatens out almost everything. But as its partner, I probably should lead something like... what would I lead as its partner? Heliolisk doesn't look bad, but it's not that great. I guess we need to lead something that Ditto wouldn't really mess up that much, right? I guess I could lead Gothitelle Weavile, but then if we were to copy Weavile, then we'd probably be in bad shape. So we don't want that to happen. But I think I might do it anyway. We almost timed out. That would have been bad if we timed out. Because I would not want... I mean, Barraskewda out of Pelipper is pretty good, but still. Anyways, this is week 6. Good luck to you, my friend. I'm going to let my dog out real quick. Alright, here we go. Week 6. Alright, this is actually the best possible lead. However, if he's like a Scarf Gudra, that would not be ideal. That would not be fun. But, we don't really care. So, we're just gonna double. He's trapped. So... like, losing Weavile would really suck, though. I will say that. I wish we had Fake Out just to be safe. But we do, this should Oko. Unless he's, like, really, really Fizz Def. Because we're never Melt Ice, and we're Jolly. Yeah, it Oko'd. Energy Ball should... I think Energy Ball should do it, too. But I don't know. Oh, he lived. Okay, that's to be expected, I guess. It's a Quagsire. Spit F drops. That's always cool. I'm going to throw up a Toxic. That's fair. But the way these timers go, I don't think Toxic's the right... I don't think that's like the best... I mean, considering the circumstances, I don't disagree with the play. But Toxic overall is probably not going to help him too much. He's probably best at just beating down Goth. But that you couldn't have really asked for a better turn 1. A better turn 1. But for me, it was just still safe. Because if you lead Copperajah and you try to Dynamax turn 1, I'm just going to spam Charm against you. And like just make it worthless. So again, it comes in right here. And... so we definitely want to save Weavile, right? Problem is, I don't know what to throw out. Like, that's the thing. I could just go Drill. That'd be really risky, though. I don't want to go Bird either. Actually, we don't need the Rain as much anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and go hard Pelipper, and then I'm going to just straight up Charm the Copperajah to ensure that we don't get too destroyed by this thing. We do got to be careful of the Quagsire potentially having Water Absorb. So we're not going to Surf. We're just going to probably Scald into the Copperajah, or, you know, doing whatever we got to do. So by Charming, we're going to be in great shape. Now, if he has a way to, like, self-proc a weakness policy, he could try that here, but we would just neutralize it by going for Charm. So there's also a chance he probably max Knuckled the Weavile. We also see he's Gigantamax, so he can't get defense boost, which is actually really good for us. I don't mind Steel Stealth Rock. I'd much rather him have that than get defense boosts. That way Joe can break through it still. But he's just gonna Liquidation. That's good. It's gonna be a little more than we want to because of the rain, but that's fine. So he's gonna go ahead and get up those Steel Rocks, which really my team doesn't really care too much about. Like I said, I'd much rather him have that than a defense boost. So what I probably will do here, we don't care. Like, Quagsire being on the field is fine. Like, we don't need to focus on it too much. We can probably just double into the copper. But, again, I want to get some kills. I want to just get some knockouts. We don't want to mess around too much, right? So, let's scald the thingy. Let me think about this for a second. I guess we don't care, right? But if Trick Room were to go up, that would be kind of bad. Right? So, like, I don't know. He can't switch anyways. Yeah, let's just, no, let's just keep going into copper. We don't need to worry about Quag. If Quag wants to recover, be my guest. Like, go for it. Like, go for it. We got to keep the board in our hands. We don't want to give him the position that he wants to be in. So we're just gonna keep doing this. So we see 2 attacks, toxic. Last move's probably recovered, but I feel like if he had it, he would have done it by now. So Max Quake will come through. This should not even come close to knocking me out because he's at -4. Yeah, that does no damage. Perfect. And last turn of Dynamax or Gmax, whatever. We can probably afford to get to just knock out Quag now because we don't care about Trick Room at this point. At least I don't think we do. Gotha's is not going to be doing much anymore here. We can just scald the copper and then energy ball the Quagsire, and that should be fine. Should be good. Burn, please. That's fine. Yeah, Quag goes down. He can only knock out one of us. I imagine he wants to get rid of this Gotha because it's been trapping him this whole time. Which looks like he's been trying to do, but he just can't break through. Going for Overgrowth into Pelipper this time. Does not do it. And this is the great thing about Gotha being somewhat fast. You know, like there's a lot of these bulky Dynamax captains out there, and being able to just charm them is just really, really good for us. Because we essentially just completely shut down his Dynamax. Or his Gmax in this case. So that's fantastic. So now I'm guessing it has to be Musharna coming in here, but then Weavile plus Drill just go to town right here, man. Especially since he didn't get a defense boost. Now he could have something like a Shucka Berry. I didn't think about that. He could have a Shucka Berry on this Copperaja, but I mean, with it being at -4 attack, it can't even threaten Drill anyways, so we should be good to go. Sweet Dream. Yeah, that is the Musharna. Could maybe attempt to get up a Trick Room. Forewarn Hurricane. That's okay. Let's just go ahead and guess we don't really care. Let's just go ahead and scald the copper. Well, no, we want to get damage on this. A little bit of chip on this Musharna. And then we can probably just I don't know what. Guess like energy ball the thing because we have terrain up. Might as well. That does so much damage. Almost knocked out. And that's a crit too. Berry though? No berry. Okay, that's perfect. Iron Head. Able to get the knockout. Now does he have Trick Room? Moonblast. Nope. Okay, so this game should be done then. This game should be just about wrapped up. He gets the knockouts. But we can definitely just go into Weavile Drill and just start going to town here. He does have that Ditto though, so it might make me want to think about this decision, how I want to play this out. I could probably go Heliolisk and Weavile, but then we don't kill Copperaja. Let's think for a second. He doesn't have a defense boost. Let's do this. I think this is safer. Because Ditto as one of these two cannot beat the rest of my team. That's kind of like what I'm going for here. CC should knock out the copper, because it's got no defense boosts. And then we can just throat chop the Sweet Dreams. Nice. Okay. But yeah, this is kind of like this is fine, because Scarf Barracuda cannot beat the team, because we have actually close combat probably could, but we don't have speed on it. So like, that's the thing. We don't have speed on our Barracuda, so he would be slower. And Drill can take one hit. Drill can take at max form. He can take a hit, so we're fine. And then Scarf Weavile definitely can't win, because Drill can eat any hit. So, and this is assuming he's Scarf Ditto, right? He could be some other set. Could be the what do you call it? The quick, what is it? The powder? What's it called? Something? I don't know. Yeah, Agent Smith. That has to be the Ditto, right? Yeah. Okay. Apple Pie. So which one did you take? Hopefully he takes the Weavile. Okay, that's good. That's fine. So we could probably just double into the Appleton here. His Weavile can't kill mine, so we'll just crash and jab. And we have max health on Barracuda, so we should be able to take a hit from it if necessary. Yeah. Oh no, we don't. Oh shoot. Oh, I did not think we can die to that. But that's fine. He has thick fat, but we have it's stab and never melt ice, so it's definitely gonna be coming close. Yeah. That's cool. Apple acid. Alright. That's gonna probably knock me out because it's rain. Or not. Okay, good. You can ice shard that, pick it off. But now we can go in the drill and Dynamax it just to be safe. We don't want to play any sort of games here. We don't want to mess around too much here. You know, we were pretty comfortable in the beginning, but he got these quick knockouts, and definitely because we have, we had frail stuff sitting around, so definitely not the most ideal thing. But we know he can't touch our drill. We will Dynamax here. Max Steel Spike this slot here, and Ice Shard the Appleton. If he has Protect, he can prevent this, but he still can't knock out the drill. So we should be good to go. Awesome. Extra drill coming in. Air balloon won't have an impact today, but you know what? It's fine. No protect. This should pick him off. Yep. And we will live any hit. If he wants to try to maybe get the... Well, he can't kill Weavile anyways, but he's going to go for the KO. That's respect. Try to get the differential down. Oh, he can, because I'm so low. I didn't realize that. Damn, Steel Stealth Rock, man. So, despite how comfortable we were in the beginning, it ended up just being a 2-0. But you know what? We take the win. We take the win any way we can get it. Because he started out as a 6-4, and he ended up taking 4 more, which is pretty good. So, GG to you, Torn, man. Definitely a tough matchup. I think considering the lead kind of just really solidified my positioning on the board, man. Just being able to get rid of that completely almost take 2 knockouts turn 1, and then being able to neutralize the Caporaggio definitely was the key there, I believe. So again, GG's. The Rockets are now sitting at 6-0. Next week we go up against let me double check the schedule here. I don't remember who we're facing off the top of my head, but I believe we go up against not the Lancey Leafeons. Where's my schedule? Yeah, the Lance and Leafeons. We got the Lance and Leafeons. They've been doing pretty well too, man. Like, he's a really good battler, and it's not gonna be easy. But we have him next week, and then we wrap up our shuffle with Kyle once again, and not looking forward to facing that team again. But that's the way it is. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the ABL supporters, staff, and fans. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next week for ABL Week 7. Till then, take it easy. Go Rockets.